dong, a lang, a lang, a lang. Boom, ba, oh, ba, 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 ba. Oh, life ain't a ding dong.
What is up, you guys? Gold Pony here today in the all-new, in my personal all-new 2019 Ford Mustang GT. Gotta say, this is the first time I've ever reviewed one of my own vehicles, so this is gonna be a special one, and of course, courtesy of Bob Ruth Ford in Dillsburg, PA for selling it to me. But I'm not gonna ramble on that. Let's jump right into it, and as always, let's start with pricing. And so there will be a few different trim levels available for the 2019 Ford Mustang GT. And so that base trim level is gonna start at $35,355, which, by the way, is a $165 increase from the 2018 model year. Then you have the premium for $39,355, again, $165 increase, and the premium convertible, which is going to start at $44,855. But so that regardless of trim level, the power plant on this one will be the same. Powering the beast is going to come from a 5-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine, putting out 460 horsepower at 7,000 RPM and 420 pound-feet of torque available at 4,600 RPM. Power is going to be sent to the rear wheels through a 6-speed manual, which will come standard. However, that 6-speed manual has been upgraded for 2019 with new rev matching technology, so that is going to be there for you. But the one I ended up purchasing is not the 6-speed. It is actually the 10-speed automatic with paddle shifters, and I'll get a little bit more into that, why I went with that selection later in the video. But that 10-speed automatic was co-developed with GM, and it is the same transmission found in the $64,000 Camaro ZL1 as well, in case you were curious. And either way, redline on this one is going to come in at 7,500 RPM. And here's the main reason why I went with the 10-speed automatic. 0 to 60 time with the 10-speed comes in at 3.9 seconds, with the manual 4.4 seconds. So quite a substantial difference between the two transmission setups there. And overall top speed, 157 miles per hour. But so the next thing I wanted to mention is there are several different drive modes available on this one, and they're going to be controlled using the toggle switches just below the climate control settings there. But when you hit those driving modes, you're going to have the ability to choose between normal, sport plus, track, drag strip, and snow and wet mode. But that is not all, my friends, because just beside that drive mode button, there is a steering mode button, and that's going to give you choices like normal, sport, and comfort. So I have left it only in sport mode because that is most definitely the best steering feel on the Mustang. It provides a much heavier steering feel. In my opinion, gives the driver much better feedback, instantly points you in the direction that you want to go. But I assume if you were driving on the highway for long periods of time, that comfort mode would definitely come in handy as well. But now that I've gone over the drive modes, I'm going to test out the paddle shifters. I kind of already know how they're going to react for us, but regardless, let me show you guys. I'm actually going to put it in Sport Plus driving mode here, and let's test out the paddle shifters. What the heck happened, Ford? I gotta be honest with you guys, I didn't test out the paddle shifters in this new 2019 yet, but I remember previous years I've tested these things out. They've been slow as stink. But I gotta admit, the 2019 Mustang GT, you guys probably heard it, they actually do quite well. Definitely a quick reacting paddle shifter this year. Although I will say, I still kind of wish they were magnesium as opposed to the plastic paddle shifters we have, but still, very impressed actually. And so then what typically follows the paddle shifter test in my review is the acceleration test. And before I do the acceleration test, I wanted to mention the Mustang GT does come with a feature called line lock, meaning when you go to the drag strip, you can actually turn that line lock mode on, and so then it's going to set the brakes in the front and allow the rear to totally spin like crazy, warming up the tires before you go drag racing. Or if you just wanted to do a burnout in an empty parking lot, that's going to be there for you. And if you went with the manual, you will also get launch control as well. So really, this car is pretty well outfitted if you plan on drag racing it. But you guys know what's coming next. Let's do a quick little acceleration, see how quickly we can get this new 2019 Mustang GT here up to speed. That's why I bought this thing. It is a ridiculous acceleration. Pins you in the back of the seat without a doubt. I just love this car. That's why I bought it. But so then to go along with that acceleration, braking is equally important. And so up front, standard setup is going to be 14-inch ventilated front discs with 4 piston front calipers. In the back, 13-inch rear discs with single piston rear calipers. And I will say with the performance pack option, which I did end up going with, which adds $3,995, you will get 15-inch ventilated front discs up front with 6 piston built-in Brembo calipers. First time I reviewed this car, that is the first thing I noticed. It is quite a bit of bite when you hit the brakes in this thing, so definitely a package I would recommend because the braking feel on the 2019 Mustang GT Performance Pack is most definitely quite nice. And then touching on the suspension a little bit, you will get monotube shocks along with the independent rear suspension, and the Performance Pack actually adds quite a bit when it comes to the suspension as well, including a strut tower brace to assist with handling, also heavy-duty front springs, a K-brace, a larger radiator, Torsen limited slip differential, along with unique chassis tuning and an upsized rear sway bar. And if you wanted even more suspension awesomeness, there is a MagneRide damping system available for an additional $1,700. But that one's going to scan the road up to 1,000 times per second for each damper, not only giving you a smoother ride, but also tightening up the suspension around heavy cornering as well, really giving you the best of both worlds. And when it comes to visibility, I have never had any issues with visibility in the Mustang. I could see perfectly fine out the back. Absolutely loving looking at that Performance Pack rear spoiler back there as well. But since I mentioned the rear spoiler, let's take a look at the exterior while I'll go over everything new for 2019 as well. Here is the 2019 Ford Mustang GT. And so let me first start by mentioning the new colors available for the 2019 Mustang. They are going to include Need for Green, which is the one you are looking at right now. And that, of course, is the best color option for 2019 because that is the one I went with. Also available there for 2019 is Velocity Blue, also looks very good, and Dark Highland Green, which is actually just specific to the Bullet. The killed colors from 2018 going into 2019, Ford has eliminated Triple Yellow for this year along with Lightning Blue and Royal Crimson. And the last new addition is there is a California Special package, which adds an additional $2,000 if you were interested. But anyways, taking a look up front, you will get LED headlights with LED signature lighting and LED fog lamps as well. And there is a more accentuated front splitter if you go with the Performance Pack Level 2 option. Make your way to the sides, you will find 5.0 badging within that front fender specific to the GT. Also, body colored side mirrors will come standard. We'll get pony projection lights if you go with the premium that I did not get. Also with that premium, those side mirrors are going to be heated as well as come with integrated turn signals there. Then take a look at the wheel setup. The standard setup is going to be 18 by 8 inch aluminum alloy wheels. However, if you go with the Performance Pack Level 1, which you are looking at right now, they will come sized up at 19 by 9 inches in the front, 19 by 9.5 inches in the back, and even a wider fitment for the Performance Pack Level 2. But make your way to the back on the GT. There is a rear lip spoiler that will come standard. However, there are unique rear spoilers for both Performance Packs. Performance Pack Level 1 is going to give you the one you're looking at right now. Performance Pack Level 2 is going to give you a black lip rear spoiler back there. Also wanted to mention the taillights. They are LED sequential taillights. So when you put on your turn signal, it's going to look like it's sliding from one side to the other. Absolutely love that. And that reverse light is actually going to be integrated into the rear diffuser like many sports cars. And just below it all, dual exhaust outlets with quad tips. I did want to also mention there is an active valve performance exhaust available for $895. I did not go with that one because I plan on putting an X-pipe on this one because I want to be loud all the time. With the active valve performance exhaust, you can put it on quiet mode where you can be nice to your neighbors, or of course there's going to be awesome modes where you can wake your neighbors up in the morning, so it is up to you. But I did not go with that one. So as always, you guys, you know what's coming next. As always, here is that exhaust clip for the 2019 Ford Mustang GT. So now, since we are around back, to open that rear trunk, there actually is a button on the key fob, or if you did not want to use that, you can lift up just above the rear license plate there, and that is also going to unlock that rear trunk. Once opened up, cargo capacity is going to come in at 13.5 cubic feet for the fastback. If you went with the convertible, 11.4 cubic feet. And if that was not enough space for you back there, there is a 50-50 split rear folding seat, so those rear seats do fold down for a ton of added space if you needed it there. Make your way to the rear legroom. That's going to come in at an even 29 inches, so I'm an even 6 feet tall. I'll give this a shot, but really there is no possible way any adult is going to fit back there. They're going to be better left for small children and car seats, honestly. Then make your way to the front seats. The base GT is going to come with a cloth finish. You will get a leather finish with the premium. By the way, with that leather finish, you will also get heated and ventilated front seats as well. And there is an additional seating option from Recaro that is going to add an additional $1,600, but that is going to give you much more intense bolstering. And from what I remember, a more comfortable seating as well. Although these base seats that I have today are perfectly comfortable, I will say that. Also, another thing I wanted to mention when it comes to the seating, there are plenty of colors available for the seating as well. Of course, you can go with the black finish that you're looking at right now, but there is also a light ceramic, there is a saddle tan, a showstopper red, and a midnight blue with grabber blue stitching. So there are plenty of color combinations you can go with the seating actually. But taking a look up front at the steering wheel, it is tilt and telescoping and it is leather wrapped, and there is an available heated steering wheel if you go with the premium trim level. But so then when it comes to the startup, let me first start by showing you guys the key here. You do have your Pony logo on the one side, and when you flip it over, lock, unlock that button to pop the rear hatch, and actually a remote start as well, believe it or not, which will come standard on every single trim level. Even the base trim level is going to get that remote start. So when it's super cold outside, you can simply start this thing up. It'll warm up for you before you actually get inside. So that is definitely pretty nice. But regardless, it is all keyless entry. So all you need to do is simply put your foot on the brake and press that engine start button, which is located directly in front of the shifter. And so then once started up, let me first start by mentioning there's an available digital gauge cluster, which adds an additional $2,000. That's available for the premium trim level only. So I do not have that one obviously today. So with this setup, you're going to get a tachometer on the left, speedometers on your right. There is a digital display front and center, and through that digital display you can check out how many miles you have left until you hit empty. There's a digital speedometer, average miles per gallon. And one of the best things I love about not only the digital display but mine as well is you can completely customize the colors for not only the ambient lighting, which is located everywhere throughout this one, but also the gauge lighting as well. But then the gauges continue to get better because there is a function called track apps, which is going to test not only your G-force but your acceleration, 0 to 60 time, quarter mile times if you wanted to. Also, it can test your brake performance, and of course you do have to have it in track mode for all of that to be tested. But that is amazing that cars can actually test that stuff these days. So eventually I'm going to do some 0 to 60 runs because it actually does save your best 0 to 60 time, and so then it's going to kind of incentivize you to go even faster the next time. So that of course is pretty nice as well. Then bigger way to overall interior quality, you will get a auto dimming rear view mirror that comes standard along with the Mustang emblem above the glove box there. And there's actually also a carbon fiber interior package available for around $1,200, but that's going to replace the aluminum trim throughout this one with carbon fiber, as well as a carbon fiber shift knob as well. So that's pretty cool. Also wanted to mention there is no sunroof available for this one. Somebody always asked in the comment section, so I have to mention it. And you gotta love the oil pressure and vacuum gauges above the tech display as well, which by the way is specific to the performance pack, but it's there since I got it, so that is pretty cool as well. But now let's check out the tech display. Standard Mustang GT is going to give you the standard Sync system, which is a smaller display up front there. However, there is a Sync 3 system available, which is a much larger display that you're looking at right now, and that's going to come with the premium trim level and the 301A package. But that is going to give you Bluetooth and audio streaming, as well as Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, again specific to the Sync 3 system. Factory navigation system is going to be available for an additional $800. You can also check out your climate control settings up there, as well as your radio settings as well. And by the way, when it comes to the sound system, standard setup is going to give you 6 speakers. However, if you go with that Sync 3 system, that is going to give you a 9-speaker standard sound system. And so I will be testing that out in a second, but an additional optional sound system is going to be the 12-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system, which adds $900, which replaces last year's Shaker sound system and is only available for the premium trim. So we do have the 9-speaker sound system today, so let's turn on the radio, see what we got playing this morning, and let's test out the clarity of this one. Gotta tell you guys, on my drive here, the sound system is actually perfect, has a ton of bass, perfect clarity. So the 9-speaker sound system I am completely happy with. And then the last thing on that tech display I wanted to mention is for actually every single trim level, whether it be the Sync system or the Sync 3 system, when you put this one in reverse, you will get a reverse camera letting you know who or what is behind you, which is always going to lead me into safety. And so to start, there will be front, side, and side curtain airbags, also driver and passenger knee airbags up front as well. In the back, there is latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats. Also, a tire pressure monitoring system will come standard on the Mustang GT, and there is an optional safe and smart package I wanted to mention. That one is going to add an additional $1,000, but that's going to give you adaptive cruise control, automatic high beams, lane keeping alert, pre-collision assist with pedestrian detection, and rain sensing windshield wipers. And then there is some additional safety with the 401A package for the premium trim level. That package goes for $2,200, but that one's going to include, along with several other things, blind spot information system with rear cross traffic alert. And so, but anyways, that is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video and of course hit the subscribe button, because I am going to be modifying this thing like crazy, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of it. So this is going to be an extremely fun car for me. I appreciate you guys stopping by, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Stay gold.
And darling, where do we go?
What is up? And then, of course, what typically follows the paddle shifter test in my reviews is an acceleration test without the paddle shift.